Good evening, all. Uh, Thank you, your Confident, for giving me this platform to introduce myself and also to meet so many counselors. I'm so grateful. I'm Arpitha from Bangalore. I'm a psychologist, life coach, and an art therapist. So I started my career as an HR, and then always talking to people was my passion, and also not only talking but also seeing that their problems are also solved. So one thing I noticed in my career is I'm very empathetic, and I have that listening skill that made me to get into this counseling role. And I did my master's in counseling and psychotherapy. And I am a diploma in child and adolescent and an art therapist, as I said. If I have to talk about my case study, I was working I'm a counselor in a school, but in this pandemic, I had gotten opportunity to work with all age groups, and especially with clients who are suffering from stress, anxiety, obsession compulsion, and sleeping disorder or eating disorders. So if I have to share out of many, this was very, very interesting story, and also I felt I made a change in her life. She is in her 40s, and she came up to me with lot of problems. So it was her second marriage, and she had two children, and one child is a slow learner, and the second child is in her fifth grade. So when she came up to me, she was talking about her ex husband, that he had cheated her and so on. It was a love marriage, and she got married to another guy. And first issue was that he had cheated her, and she could not accept that he could do it. And second was uh, because of pandemic, she had a lot of pressure. That is to take care of the two children, and also the house chores was too much, cooking and other sweeping, swapping, and all that. Third was she was a very anxious patient. She was in medication, and fourth was like they were not family members were not able to understand what she's going, yeah. And children, one is slow learner, the other child is too small to understand what mama is going through. And husband was like he's a supportive person, but he was always giving a positive stroke to her, saying, you have to be positive, you have to be positive, you have to do this, you have to do this. But she did not have a mood to do all this because of so many things going around. So this was the issue that she was going through in the first session. She told me all this in the first session. So I just first session was more of listening to what she was going through, and I was finding out what was her issue. So I found out that that she was having a trust issue, one, and second is she was not able to let go that what has happened in the past. Yeah? Second. Third is because of slow learner child, she was not able to accept what had happened to the child. So I was just listening to her in the first session, and then I there was a little REBT I did, REBT therapy, where I took her into a thinking mode to get into the reality and accept what is happening. And I told her about the pandemic too, or like most of them are going through this. And I also got into the client centered therapy in the second session. Where I asked her what she likes to do, and what is her me time, and how she can inculcate that in her day to day activity. And I got to know that her husband is into sports. He's a sports, so he used to go very early in the morning and come in the afternoon till evening. He was very free, and again used to go in the evening and come very late night. So she had to stay back till 11:30, and her sleeping pattern also was not for 7 hours. And I said she had a disturbed sleep. It was due to all this time. So I also made her understand that, you need to talk to your husband and talk about your, sleeping time, or it could be how he can help her out on all this. So she did an attempt in a different way. She planned her day, and she was able to and make her husband understand about her problems and how she can sleep early and so on. So her sleeping pattern had was good, and she was able to sleep for 7 hours. Okay. So, and also I told her about, I asked her what is that she does has a me time. So she was not a very ritual person. She never, prayed and those stuff. But she liked going for walk. She liked going for yoga, and she loved listening to music. So in these three activities, I told her to, not to skip any of these, and told her to do it. And also I started telling her to write gratitude journal, that she started to do, and she started with, two gratitude, three greater, then she started to continue for having more than 10 gratitude. Yes. That helped a lot, and instead of getting into negative mood and saying that I don't have, I'm suffering, I'm having a lot of issues, but still I made it a point to tell her, ask her, and understand what she already has. It could be a good facility at home, or the husband is taking care of her and she's having good food, or all the facilities, she was able to pin down her what all she is grateful for. So she was doing that activity. So every this I took 6 sessions, and in the first session I could see her anxious and her fear was too high. It was 9 out of 10. In the second session, she was able to understand what she's going through, and she was telling, like, I have to focus on now present and let go my past, and to take care of the family. And I know that my husband is good and is cooperative, and I'm so grateful that I have got a good husband. She was in that mode. Uh, in the fourth and fifth session, I could see that she was able to solve her problem. She was able to get into the reality mode, and get into. She was very mindful about, conscious about what she's doing. Yeah. So though there were a lot of issues with the children because of online classes, and they were not able to go out, and there was a lot of mood swings with her child because she was in her puberty, but still she was able to take care of the child very well, in a because she gave a lot of time to herself. So I also tell, your mind should be in calm when you talk to a child. When you need not, don't stress yourself when you're talking to your child. See that if you're meeting for 30 minutes, have the quality time, and spend time with her. It could be in art form, it could be in a mandala art. And she also liked to do coloring. So she got a nice book, mandala art book, and she started to color. She was engaging the two children, and her rapport built a lot with two children too. So in the sixth session, I could see that, whenever she's stressed, whenever she's feeling upset, she had her own way to release it. It could be walking, it could be going for yoga, or also meeting her friends. So in the sixth session, I felt that why I did ask her what is her anxious, how is her sleeping pattern and how anxious she is. So she said out of 1 to 10, she said 3. So I was like, okay. And also, one good thing I saw was that even her medicine also was reduced. Her dosage was also reduced, and she was so happy that her dosage was reduced, and I could sleep for continuous for 6 hours, and I'm able to take my decision and talk to my children in a very polite way, in a right way. And also my husband understood what I'm going through. That was the major change, and everything went on very smoothly.